How's it going, guys? IW. Today I'm going to be showing how to remove door panels on a Mk3 Supra.
I was built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on the gas, never stop competing. If you break my glass, then this life's coming.
So, to get the door panels off, these are the main tools that you'll need. Pretty simple. You just need a Phillips screwdriver, a nice little flathead, works wonders, and a pry tool. The pry tool you might not need, but it's always nice to have it. So really what you need to do, and I'll probably use the passenger door panel, so we'll go back and forth between the passenger and driver's door panel to show this. So what you have to do first is there's screw covers here over these screws. They just pop off. Sometimes they come off a little harder, sometimes they come off pretty easy. I'll show you how that's done now. So we're over here on the passenger side. To get those out, you pretty much just get the flathead under here and pry on it. Try to be as careful as you can because it's very easy to scratch these, of course. So just be very careful and pry these off. Let me see if I can get it on the video. Yeah, just like that. You see it pop off, and then you can pretty much just grab it. And that's how you do those screw covers. So after you take the screw covers off here, just take these screws out. Pretty simple. And then what I like to do is to take out this screw down here. A lot of people forget this screw because it's kind of hidden. Just down here in this door handle pocket, just take that out. Then after you get this screw out, this one, then you need to pop this plastic trim piece out around the door handle. This is kind of hard. You kind of got to like lift up on the door handle and pop this piece out. There's like a little plastic piece that goes like in it that kind of moves out of the way. That piece, it kind of moves out of the way a little bit, and you just pull. You got to be careful with it or you'll break that piece off. So you just kind of play with it a little bit, wiggle it, and then it'll come off. And that's that piece there. I don't really know what that piece is for. It's like you could almost get away with not even having that, but it's there. And that's how you get that opened up to get the door panel off. There's still a few more steps. The next thing that you probably want to do is you want to work on getting the window switch out as well. That's over here at driver's side, passenger side. There's a speaker cover. You just pop that off. I'll go over there and I'll show you how to pop the speaker cover off. So this can be tricky too. Sometimes these like to stick, sometimes they pop right off. This is where the pry tool comes in handy. You just kind of get in here wherever you feels best. There's like 3 clips in there, and you just pry it, and it comes off just like that. Usually, you definitely want to be using 2 hands and just pry. And I'll show you where the clips are, so you know where to pry. It seems like you can usually just pry like on the end like I did, or sometimes you can pry on the top, but the top you got to be careful because sometimes you'll kind of mess up that plastic there, so just be careful. And then there's screws here and here, here and here to get the door handle off. You need to take the door handle off to get the window switch out on the driver's side. On the passenger side, you can just pop this cover off and then that's in there, whereas the driver's side, it's kind of the master window switch is screwed into the door handle. Back over here to the passenger side, this is the same for the passenger and driver's side. This is probably the worst part about taking these door panels off. I hate doing this because you always scratch these to some degree when you're trying to get these plug screw covers off. So what you just want to do, use a flathead. I mean, if you have like a little pry tool that's plastic, I don't have any really little ones, you might be able to do it better and not scratch it, but just use a plastic or a little flathead. Just get up in there and just pry it. Sometimes they come out easy. Sometimes you just got to wiggle them and wiggle them and wiggle them. And like I've just gotten mad sometimes and just ripped them out just because they're so hard to get out sometimes. Other times, not so bad. To add to it, there are little grooves on the inside of them. One's right here and one's right here, I think. And then you just kind of get the screwdriver in, pry on it a little bit, and then maybe go up to the top, pry on it a little bit, and then just kind of wiggle it out as much as you can. Sometimes the door handles have more play. Sometimes they're a little stiffer than others. But yeah, just kind of wiggle it back and forth, and eventually it should come out. Like this one came out pretty easy, just like that. But you can see that there's going to be scratches. And then when you put it back, make sure you line those up. But yeah, you got the groove there and the groove there, so that's where you really want to put your screwdriver when you can. Okay, back over here to the driver's side. Same for driver's side and passenger side. Then you want to take this door handle off. You can probably do this step first where you take the speaker cover off, take these screws out, take the plugs out, take these screws out. You can probably do that first and then take these screw covers off and this door pocket part out. But it's really however you want to do it. Just, you need to make sure you do everything before you go to pull the door panel off, or you'll mess the door panel up. So now we just want to pull all 4 of these screws out. So these screws, they're pretty, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. These are super easy, of course. These, you kind of can't see down in there too much, so you just kind of got to rock your screwdriver a little bit, and you'll feel it kind of bite in. And then after you get those 4 screws out, you pull this out. But when you do have the master window switch, one thing, there's a cover. You just pop the cover off. I guess you really don't technically need to do that first. So you would just, the window switch would be in there, and you could take the cover off, but you don't really need to, I guess. Just pull it back and then unplug the master window switch, and then you'll see these screws here. That's how you, then you'll need to pop the cover off, which is just, it clips into here. So whenever you pull the cover off, just pop it off, pretty easy, and then just unscrew the window switch, and then that's how you take the window switch out. So I guess technically this video could be a window switch removal guide as well. Then next, so we got these screws out already. We got this out already. There's like 5 screws down here or along the bottom. There's one here. You can kind of just feel it. There's kind of like a groove. There's one there, one there, one there. That one's missing. And then one there. But before you do that, it's probably best to take the light out, because you got to take the light out and unplug it. So just pull these screws out. I mean, technically you don't have to pull them like all the way out. Pop this little housing out, and then just back here. A lot of this is so much easier with 2 hands, but I'm trying to make a video here, so bear with me. So yeah, just squeeze that down and then pull, and it'll pop out. Pretty simple. And then that's pretty much it. What I like to do is I just stuff those back in there, and since I'm going to be taking these door panels off to sell them, what I'll do is I'll just put the light back in, because when you pop it off, it'll just be, the wire will still stay back there and it'll be fine. Just make sure you unplug the wire before you go to pull the door panel off, and then you don't want to rip the connector off, you know. Okay, so all the screws are out. We got the bottom screws out. We unplugged the light. We got the door handle, pocket, and screw out. We got the door handle off, the interior door handle off, and got those 4 screws out. We got these screw covers off and got those screws out. Now, the only thing you need to do now is you got to pop this door lock bezel off. These do not come off that easy. I promise I didn't already take this off. That came off very easy. And it has the clips, which is crazy because these never have the clips, or they never come off. So really what you got to do, what the Toyota service repair manuals, sorry, terrible recording. What the Toyota service repair manual says to do is to put like a pry tool or a screwdriver in and press here. That doesn't really work super great because you don't want to like break this whole thing off. That's probably like what I would try to do, but I mean, these do not come off very, very good usually. So it's kind of like a battle. Just kind of work with it. Just be easy on it. Most of the time these clips are going to be gone depending on like who owned your car before. It's pretty common to find these are just like glued in most of the time or whatever, but the proper way to do it would be these clips. Okay, and then that is pretty much it. That goes for the passenger door as well. Like you saw, I was working with the passenger door a little bit to show how to do some of the things, but both pretty simple, both pretty straightforward. Then that's it. So then after you get all the screws out, then what I like to do is just pull from the bottom. You kind of rock it a little bit, and then it kind of clips in up top a little bit, like it's sitting on like a rail or something, and just rock it out a little. It's hard with one hand, but just use 2 hands, and then just kind of, there are some clips over here on the end. Pop them out, and then pretty much just pull up on it. Kind of just wiggle it, and if it's not coming anywhere, just double check that you got all the screws out. Make sure you got all the screws out. I used to always forget a screw or two, but. So then, just like I said, what you do is just kind of wiggle it, pull up like that, and that's your door panel off. Pretty simple. And that's how you remove a door panel on a Mark III Supra. And this is the same for pretty much all your Mark IIIs. If you guys need any Mark III Supra parts, please hit me up on Instagram or eBay. They'll both be linked in the description. Thanks for watching.